How the soul selects its next family. Few know this secret. Edgar Cayce. Hidden insight. Imagine a voice from the past, gentle yet precise, speaking across the veil of time. Edgar Cayce, often called America's most documented psychic, did just that. In the quiet hours, through a state of sleep attunement, he would enter a receptive space where his conscious mind rested and the soul spoke freely. In this stillness, Cayce's readings were recorded, careful, deliberate, and filled with insight that continues to resonate. Cayce described lives not as isolated stories, but as threads in a tapestry, interwoven across time and space. He spoke of the soul's choices before birth, the subtle nudges from guides, and the silent wisdom held in the Akashic records. His vision was never prescriptive or dogmatic. It offered guidance without judgment, a mirror rather than a command. As you journey through this exploration, know that what you will hear is rooted in observation, documented spiritual intelligence, preserved in the archives of the ARE, not conjecture. Cayce's insights reveal patterns, the ways souls select families, the invisible choreography of relationships, and the honoring of free will at every turn. This is a lens through which we will see the hidden architecture of life, where every encounter, every bond carries purpose. And yet, what you are about to learn is subtle, almost imperceptible, waiting to be felt more than explained. It is an invitation to step closer to the quiet pulse of the soul. Consider this: long before you entered your parents' home, before your first breath, your soul wandered through a space beyond time. Here, the divine sequence of life was already at work. Souls choose families, not randomly, not arbitrarily, but with intention, with a longing for growth, for love, for the experiences that will shape them most. Picture a vast hall of light, rows of mirrors stretching infinitely. Each mirror reflects a past life, a potential lesson, a relationship waiting to be remembered. Thresholds of choice appear as gentle doors, opening to possibilities that align with the soul's learning plan. Every detail, the city, the timing of your birth, the siblings you meet, intertwines with your purpose. And yet, this orchestration remains unseen by the living. Few grasp the depth of the soul's preparation. Parents may wonder why certain dynamics arise. Children may carry burdens of unknowable origin, but behind every circumstance there is deliberate intention, a sequence designed to awaken understanding, compassion, and resilience. The soul moves gracefully through these halls, observing, weighing, sensing the vibrations of potential parents. It is a silent, sacred process. And just as the soul begins its gaze toward one family, subtle cues begin to whisper, "Here lies the path that resonates most deeply." But the next step, the moment of first awareness, holds a mystery all its own. Now imagine yourself as the departing soul, floating above the life you have just completed. Light surrounds you, calm and steady, and yet there is a focused attention, a curiosity, a gentle questioning. You feel the weight of what you have learned, the residue of emotions, the echoes of connections you held. Before you lies a mirror, your own life reflected in soft luminescence. You see moments of love, of fear, of courage. You see the choices that led to joy and those that caused pain. And you notice patterns, the threads that will carry forward into your next experience. There is no judgment here, only observation, only understanding. As you hover in this liminal space, the first signs of alignment emerge. A hint of family, a whisper of timing, a subtle resonance that suggests where love will welcome you next. You sense the contours of your next journey forming, though the details are still blurred, like a painting seen through mist. It is here, in this threshold of awareness, that the soul begins to attune to its next path. The lessons you carry, the intentions you set, and the love you have cultivated, all are notes in a symphony, harmonizing with potential families waiting on the earthly plane. And yet, this is only the first step. The journey deepens as self-reflection begins in earnest. Step further into this sacred space. You now enter the first passage, a hall of self-evaluation. Here you review the life just lived with a clear, compassionate eye. You see recurring tendencies, patterns of attachment, impulses of compassion, moments of fear that shadowed your choices. The soul observes these not as flaws, but as signposts, guiding the selection of future circumstances. Picture a cinematic case, a soul noticing that in its previous life, it repeatedly sought connection through caregiving. It recognizes that in its next incarnation, family dynamics should honor this trait, offering both opportunity for growth and the chance to receive care in return. The soul sees the echoes of choices made, the lessons carried, and begins to chart the parameters for its next earthly home. This reflection is quiet, gentle, profound. There is no judgment, no condemnation, only clarity, only the understanding that each experience shapes the path ahead. And as the soul weighs these reflections, patterns emerge, guiding it toward lineage, location, and the influences it will encounter. The first passage ends with a sense of anticipation. A framework is forming, a blueprint of potential. And yet, even as the soul moves closer to choice, the whispers of guidance await, subtle and compelling, hinting at the next stage of alignment. In this next stage, guides appear. Some are luminous figures, others quiet impressions. Cayce described them as higher dimensional mentors, subtle nudges that direct the soul toward the family best suited for its growth. They may appear as feelings, as visions, as glimpses of potential parents. You may feel joy at one possibility, hesitation at another, or even sorrow as doors close quietly, imperceptibly, guiding you away from paths that do not align with your purpose. Each signal is delicate, requiring your attention and discernment. The soul learns to interpret these nudges, trusting the intuition that has been honed across lifetimes. Some souls hesitate, testing the resonance of each potential connection. Some leap with exhilaration, knowing that love will guide them. And in every case, the process honors sovereignty. Nothing is forced, nothing is coerced. Here, the purpose of familial selection becomes clear. It is not about perfection, nor is it about punishment. It is about alignment, about love, about choosing circumstances that will allow the soul to unfold fully, to engage lessons it is ready to embrace, to experience relationships that mirror growth and compassion. And as these signals crystallize, the soul prepares to enter the sacred space of learning and pattern recognition, where clarity will deepen and the blueprint of life will begin to shimmer into view. Imagine yourself now stepping into a space unlike any you have known in the waking world. A vast hall stretches in all directions, shimmering with soft light, lined with mirrors and scrolls, images and threads that seem to pulse with quiet intelligence. Some call this the Akashic records. In Cayce's vision, it is a temple of lives, not merely your own, but of those you have touched, those who will touch you, and the countless interactions that ripple across time. Here there is no judgment, no shadow of blame, only clarity. The soul moves slowly, observing. Each mirror reflects a life lived, a lesson learned, a bond formed. You see the moments where love flowed freely, where fear restrained you, where choices echoed far beyond their apparent significance. And you feel, gently, the interconnections with potential parents, with siblings you will meet, with souls whose paths intertwine with yours in subtle, intentional ways. As you walk through this temple, you notice threads connecting moments of compassion, forgiveness, courage, and care. Some threads glow brighter, vibrating with lessons that are vital for the next incarnation. Others are faint, whispering of experiences that may only become clear after you step into a new body, a new family. The soul does not rush. It observes, attunes, and begins to understand the dance of love, challenge, and growth that will shape the journey ahead. In one documented insight preserved in the ARE archives, Cayce described a soul reviewing its past lives and noting recurring patterns of service, always drawn to those in need, always seeking to heal. In the Akashic space, this soul glimpsed the families it might join, sensing where its compassion would be nurtured, where its lessons would unfold, and where its heart would be tested and strengthened. It was not punishment, but preparation, not guilt, but guidance. And yet, even here, some lessons remain veiled. Certain patterns will only reveal themselves after the soul has incarnated. The future is not fully visible because part of learning is living the experience, embracing the mystery, trusting that the tapestry has already been designed with love and care. You sense the hum of possibility, the energy of intention, the quiet insistence that every choice matters, but that every choice is made with respect for your freedom. This is the learning ground, a temple of reflection, attunement, and insight. The soul begins to see which lessons are essential to carry forward, which relationships are most aligned, and which moments will test patience, courage, and love. You can almost feel the gentle hum of life's design, as if the universe itself is whispering, all is prepared, all is waiting, all is sacred. And as you step back from the mirrors, aware of the paths they reveal, you realize that the next stage is approaching, a phase of pattern recognition, of weaving together the insights of lifetimes, of understanding how the family you will choose is both a reflection of who you are and a mirror of who you aspire to become. But what happens next is even more mysterious. Now imagine yourself drifting through a tapestry of light. Threads stretch in every direction, luminous and delicate, weaving stories of countless lives. This is the soul's perception of pattern memory. Here, you can see not only your own journeys, but how they intersect with others. Some threads pulse warmly, glowing with love and connection. Others shimmer faintly, carrying lessons of challenge, choice, and growth. In this space, you begin to recognize recurring familial patterns. Perhaps in one life you were a caretaker, in another a healer, in yet another a student learning patience. Cayce described these continuities as threads of consciousness, threads that trace through generations, linking parent and child, sibling and friend, teacher and student. These patterns are not chains, they are invitations. Invitations to understand, to evolve, and to offer love consciously in the relationships you will soon inhabit. As you move among these interwoven lives, you notice karmic opportunities waiting to be embraced. You see moments where compassion could have flourished, choices that could have healed, and connections that could have deepened. And now, as you prepare for the next incarnation, you carry this awareness. You see how your presence, your intentions, and your love will ripple outward, influencing not only your immediate family, but the subtle network of souls aligned with yours. Visualize these threads of light connecting past and future, stretching toward potential parents, siblings, and mentors. The soul senses its role, not as a passive passenger, but as an active participant in the unfolding narrative. You feel responsibility, yes, but also immense grace. Love is the guiding force. Every choice, every interaction, every act of kindness will echo across lifetimes. And as the pattern becomes clearer, subtle possibilities begin to emerge. The tapestry points toward specific family connections, some familiar, some unexpected, some that will test courage, patience, and faith. The stage is set, the threads are aligned, and yet the final decision remains in your hands. But what happens next is even more mysterious. At this stage, you stand before a threshold, a luminous doorway framed by the accumulated wisdom of past lives, interwoven connections, and divine possibility. Here, the soul exercises choice. Which family will you join? Which circumstances will nurture your growth? Which timing will honor the intentions you have set for yourself? This is choice architecture, the sacred space where agency is honored, where the soul's sovereignty is absolute. Cayce spoke of vows or intentions made before birth. These are quiet promises whispered in the borderlands, agreements of purpose and love. They do not coerce, they guide. You feel the weight of these intentions gently, like a compass pointing toward alignment. Each option carries its own costs and payoffs. Some paths demand courage and resilience. Others promise profound joy and intimate connection. Each is a lesson, a gift, a chance to deepen the capacity for love. The soul senses the dance of possibility. There is excitement and perhaps a flicker of hesitation. What will this family bring? What will you bring to them? You feel the gravity of influence, the knowledge that your presence will shape their lives as much as theirs will shape yours. And yet, there is no fear, only reverence, only the quiet thrill of potential, the knowing that love is the ultimate guide. Visualize standing in this luminous hall, considering each path. Feel the warmth of intuitive nudges, moments where your heart resonates, where joy sparkles faintly, where compassion stirs anticipation. Every thread you follow, every connection you honor, is a conscious act of alignment. And now the blueprint is nearly complete. The possibilities have crystallized. The threads of past, present, and future align in harmony. Yet the journey is not finished. Integration remains, a weaving of insight, intention, and readiness that will carry the soul into the world it has chosen. The decision is sacred, profound, and filled with infinite love. But the next chapter will reveal how this choice becomes embodied, how the soul prepares for life, and how the living can honor this sacred planning. And yet, what comes next is even more luminous. Now, let us return gently to the world you inhabit, the realm of the living where bodies walk and hearts beat, and where love finds expression in daily moments. Though the soul has been preparing, reviewing, choosing, your presence here matters deeply. Every thought, every intention, every gesture of care resonates across the invisible tapestry of existence. Understanding how souls select their next family transforms the way you perceive parenting, birth, and family life. You realize that children are not merely born to us. They are entrusted to our care for a sacred purpose. And yet, this is not ownership. It is stewardship. Each soul arrives carrying its own lessons, its own gifts, its own unseen threads of connection to past and future lives. Cayce emphasized that conscious attunement is essential. To prepare now is to cultivate presence, to pray, to focus love, to offer compassion, not as a means of control, but as an open invitation. Your awareness, your intentions, and your energy create a subtle environment in which the soul may flourish. Consider the space you inhabit, the tone of your home, the words you speak, the love you offer freely. These are more than gestures. They are invisible markers guiding the soul's experience. Even the smallest acts carry profound significance. A soft word spoken in patience, a mindful breath shared with your child, a moment of gratitude for the life unfolding around you. Each ripple echoes backward and forward through timelines. Your present actions influence choices, resonate with karmic patterns, and prepare the soil in which love may grow. And yet, there is no fear here, no need to manipulate or predict. The soul's sovereignty is absolute. Your role is not to dictate, but to illuminate. You provide the conditions of receptivity, the warmth of acceptance, the gentle encouragement that allows the soul to enter fully aware and aligned. Visualize this now, the unseen corridors through which your loved ones' souls travel. See how your compassion lights the path, how your kindness shapes the space. Feel the subtle joy in knowing that, even before birth, your love contributes to the soul's readiness, its comfort, its sense of belonging. And yet, what happens next is even more intimate, more tender, more personal. It is time to turn our attention to those whom you hold in your heart, the souls you have loved and lost. How can this understanding bring solace, peace, and healing to grief? How can the knowledge of the soul's journey illuminate your own capacity to release and to trust? If you are holding sorrow or perhaps a quiet guilt, this moment is for you. For the times when the heart aches at the thought of choices made, words left unspoken, or circumstances that felt beyond your control. Let us pause here together and breathe into the gentle truth of the soul's journey. According to the vision revealed in Cayce's readings, every soul selects its circumstances with care, with love, and with a sovereignty that transcends the human mind. The family you were born into, the people who entered your life, the moments of challenge and joy alike, they are all woven with purpose. The soul is never at the mercy of randomness. It is always at home in its choices. Take a quiet breath and imagine the loved one you hold in your heart. Picture them in a space of radiant calm, a light-filled place beyond the boundaries of form. Feel their awareness, free and complete. See them smiling gently, choosing their path with clarity and joy. This is not a place of judgment. There is no error here. Only intention, only love, only growth. Allow yourself to release the burden of should have or could have. Your presence, your love, your care, all of it mattered deeply, and yet the soul's journey unfolds according to its own wisdom. Visualize a thread of light connecting you, heart to heart, across dimensions, across time. Feel the warmth of that connection, steady and unwavering. Even in moments that once felt heavy with sorrow, recognize the subtle harmony beneath. Each interaction, each seeming imperfection was a teaching, a reflection, a mirror of deeper truth. The soul's choice of family was not to punish, but to inspire learning, to cultivate love, to deepen awareness. Now imagine releasing the weight of anxiety, the shadow of blame into that gentle light. See it dissolve, leaving only a sense of peace, of trust, of profound reverence for the mystery. The heart softens, the mind quiets, and you are reminded that love, not perfection, guides the process. In this awareness, you may feel a quiet relief, a gentle reassurance that every soul, your own and those you love, moves through life with intention, with joy, and with a sacred freedom that nothing can take away. And yet, what comes next is even more intimate. It is your own journey, your own soul, preparing to step forward into the cycles yet to come. Now, take a slow, deep breath. Let your eyes soften or close them entirely and allow yourself to drift gently inward. Imagine just beyond the veil of time, a version of yourself, your future self, standing in the light of awareness, luminous and wise, serene and complete. This is the self you are becoming, the self your soul already knows, waiting patiently for your present consciousness to recognize it. See the contours of this future self. Perhaps the face is familiar, or perhaps it glows with the subtle radiance of experience you have not yet lived. Notice how your posture carries confidence without arrogance, grace without pretense. Feel the gentle calm that radiates from this presence, the quiet authority of someone who has walked through challenges, who has embraced both joy and pain, and has emerged aligned with love. In this space, ask yourself quietly, which choices in this life honor growth, harmony, and love? Which steps allow the deepest lessons to unfold, the connections to flourish, and the spirit to expand? There is no judgment here. There is only guidance, only clarity offered through the reflection of a self who has learned to navigate the river of time with care and courage. Notice the sensations in your body as you meet this future self. Perhaps a warmth spreads through your chest. Perhaps your mind settles into stillness, as if finally understanding a pattern it had sensed, but not yet seen. You are being reminded. The soul's journey is coherent. Each lifetime a note in a symphony that echoes across dimensions. Your present awareness resonates with these future possibilities, bridging what is, what was, and what will be. Allow yourself to feel the courage and acceptance that arise from this encounter. Even choices you fear, even paths you hesitate to take, they are honored by the wisdom of your soul. And even as you witness this, understand that the echoes of this awareness can ripple backward, guiding the present moment with gentleness and insight. Your actions, your intentions, your love, they are threads weaving the future self into being now. Take one last breath, allowing the vision to linger softly in your mind. Know that this luminous self is always accessible, always waiting to illuminate your path. The journey continues quietly and inexorably, and your awareness today is part of that eternal unfolding. And yet, what happens next is even more profound. It is here, in the merging of reflection and intention, that the final integration of love, attunement, and purpose begins to take form. And now, as your awareness settles from the journey inward, allow yourself to feel the gentle, unshakable presence of love. According to the vision of Edgar Cayce, love is not merely an emotion. It is the ultimate compass of the soul, guiding every choice, every step, every delicate weaving of circumstance across lifetimes. Imagine your soul as a traveler standing at a vast crossroad, and at each turn the light of love illuminates the path. This light does not judge. It does not impose. It simply points toward harmony, toward growth, toward the tender unfolding of purpose. In this space, you can see how every family, every parent, every sibling, every circumstance has been suffused with this quiet, profound guidance. Notice, too, how suffering itself transforms under this light. Pain is not punishment, it is initiation, a teacher cloaked in shadow. Each challenge, each sorrow has been chosen by the soul, not as a trial imposed, but as a doorway toward awakening. You can feel this now, the past, the present, and the future converging in clarity, each moment a reflection of love's intent. Relationships, too, become mirrors. Through every interaction, every touch, every word, the soul perceives reflection of its own growth, of its own capacity for compassion, for patience, for understanding. Even missteps, even friction, are part of the sacred choreography, highlighting lessons that the soul has chosen to encounter, to embrace, and to transcend. And guidance, gentle, subtle, persistent, flows like a river alongside you. It whispers through intuition, through insight, through the quiet knowing of your heart. You may sense it as a pull toward someone, a recognition of timing, or a deep inner resonance with a choice. This guidance is constant, it is ever present, and it waits for your attention, your alignment, your consent. As you breathe in this awareness, imagine it suffusing every cell, every thread of your being. The process of selecting family, of choosing incarnation, of navigating life's intricate design, it is not random, it is sacred, it is intentional, and above all, it is guided by love. Feel reverence for this truth. Let it sink deeply. Let it settle into your bones. For in understanding this, you recognize the grandeur of the soul's journey, the precision, the care, the elegance, and the tenderness with which every choice is orchestrated. You are part of that orchestration. Your choices echo love. Your awareness reflects love. Your life, your path, your soul, all move within this infinite compass. And yet, even now, this understanding is only a beginning. Each night, each moment, each encounter offers opportunity to attune more fully, to listen more closely, to act more lovingly. The journey is eternal, and love is the thread that will always guide you home. And now, as you return from this inner journey, take a gentle breath. Feel the awareness that has unfolded within you. Know that what you have glimpsed is not only a story, not only a teaching, but a living invitation. You are the witness, the observer, the participant. Each choice you make, each moment of love, each act of attunement ripples across timelines, past, present, and future. The lessons of the soul are not distant abstractions. They are woven into your daily life, into the relationships you nurture, the intentions you set, the awareness you carry. Let this understanding guide you. In quiet moments, pause, reflect, meditate, feel the threads of love that connect you to all souls, to those you have known, to those yet to come. You are part of this sacred orchestration. You are not separate. You are never alone. And if this journey has brought you clarity, comfort, or wonder, you are invited to explore further. Subscribe, not just to follow, but to deepen your attunement, to continue witnessing, to participate consciously in the unfolding of love and life. Remember, your presence matters. Your awareness matters. Your soul matters. You are eternal. You are the traveler, and your journey as witness and participant begins anew with each heartbeat, with each breath, with each choice made in love.